Fans think Jinger Vuolo had another baby. Why? Counting on alum Jinger Vuolo is raising some eyebrows following her husband's latest post. The 30-year-old mom has been keeping her followers in touch about her life in Los Angeles with Jeremy. The two have been traveling and sharing their lavish lifestyle with the fans. But at the same time, they still keep their faith strong and often give words of wisdom to people. Many fans have also been curious if Jinger and Jeremy are done with having kids. However, the married couple's latest appearance created speculation that they may have already welcomed a new one. Keep reading to see why. Counting on. Jinger shows athletic side. One of the latest updates from Jinger was about an impressive clip of herself running on the street while being recorded by her family in the car. Jeremy and their daughters can be heard cheering for Jinger. Many Counting On fans were also impressed to see the athletic side of the sixth DUGGAR child. Aside from her physical goals, Jinger has also been participating in interviews and conferences where she shares parts of her book, Becoming Free Indeed. Fans think Jinger had another baby. In an Instagram post, Jeremy Vuolo shared random pictures about his family over the past few days. Some of the photos include his daughters and a clip of what appears to be an eagle. But what caught the attention of many was the picture of Jinger with a baby stroller. It's known that Evangeline and Felicity are big enough to be in a stroller. Due to this, some commenters asked if they had another child. But others defended the Counting On alums and pointed out that Evangeline is not too big to be in one. Did you have another child, or is the stroller for one of your two girls? Did they have another baby? Their girls are too big for a stroller. Evangeline is not too big for a stroller. Their second daughter is only 3 years old. Geez, don't tell them how to parent their girls. Counting On. Jinger showed interest in having a third child. In April, Jinger took to IG stories to answer several fan questions. One of them is about her interest in having a third child. According to the Counting On alum, they're loving this season with their girls. However, she doesn't reject the idea of having another child in the future. We've always thought it would be nice to have 3, so we'll see, she said. Aside from having another child, Jinger Vuolo has also expressed her interest in pursuing higher education. It's known that Michelle and Jim Bob raised their kids through homeschooling, and the majority of them never got to study in college. But it seems Jinger wants to make history by being the first Duggar to do so. Given this framework, any indication that Jackson was courting would suggest that he and the young woman in question were seriously considering marriage, a major life step for someone who had previously lived such a quiet life. As of early 2025, the identity of the woman accompanying Jackson Duggar remained undisclosed. Some fans speculated that she might be connected to the Duggar family through their church, homeschooling networks, or other conservative Christian communities in the region. Others suggested she could be from a similarly large family, possibly even part of another well-known conservative Christian family. Interestingly, Jackson had previously mentioned during a family Q and a session on YouTube that he believed compatibility in worldview and values was more important than shared interests or personality traits. That comment now took on new meaning in light of the rumored courtship. Despite intense interest from the public, neither Jackson nor the Duggar family released an official statement confirming the relationship. This silence only fueled further speculation. Some interpreted it as a sign that the relationship was still in its early stages, while others believed the family was simply trying to protect Jackson's privacy. Within the Duggar family, reactions appeared to be cautiously positive. Older siblings like Jill Dillard and Joy Anna Forsyth, who had gone through similar courtships themselves, expressed support for Jackson's potential journey into a committed relationship. However, due to the family's history of media scrutiny and controversy, particularly surrounding Josh Duggar's past legal troubles, the entire situation was handled with extra care. Outside the family, responses were mixed. Longtime supporters of the Duggars celebrated what they saw as another milestone in the family's legacy of faith-driven relationships. For them, Jackson's possible courtship was a hopeful sign that the next generation of Duggars was continuing the traditions laid down by their parents. However, critics were quick to point out the complexities and controversies surrounding the Duggar family's approach to relationships. Some questioned whether Jackson truly had autonomy in choosing a partner, or whether pressure from the family's public image and religious expectations played too large a role. Others raised concerns about the lack of transparency, noting that the Duggars have historically avoided discussing certain aspects of their lives openly, especially when it comes to sensitive topics like consent. And Against the story quickly gained traction beyond niche fan communities. Conservative Christian blogs and parenting forums picked up the rumor, analyzing every detail of the reported sightings. Meanwhile, mainstream entertainment outlets briefly covered the story, framing it as a curiosity piece about the enduring legacy of the Duggar family. On TikTok and Instagram, influencers weighed in on the implications of Jackson's potential courtship. Some praised the idea of a young man prioritizing commitment and faith, while others criticized the broader cultural context of arranged courtships and the lack of personal freedom they sometimes entail. Perhaps most notably, the story reignited conversations about the Duggars' ongoing relevance in today's rapidly changing cultural landscape. While the original 19 Kids and Counting show was canceled in 2015 amid controversy, the family has continued to maintain a significant online presence through YouTube, podcasts, and live events. Their ability to remain in the public eye, despite shifting societal norms, speaks to the enduring appeal of their narrative for certain audiences. As of mid-2025, no official confirmation has been made regarding Jackson Duggar's courtship status. There have been no formal announcements, no interviews, and no viral video updates from the family. Yet, the mere possibility of Jackson beginning this chapter of his life has opened up a wider conversation about love, choice, and tradition in modern America. For Jackson himself, the road ahead, if these rumors are indeed true, will likely involve navigating the delicate balance between personal desires and family expectations. It will also test his ability to define his own identity outside the shadow of his famous siblings and the weight of public scrutiny. If the relationship progresses, it may eventually lead to an engagement and wedding events that could bring renewed attention to the Duggar family and offer a glimpse into how they continue to adapt their values in a changing world. Rare photo of Josie Duggar on beach amid family reunion. Former TLC's 19 Kids and Counting on star Josie Duggar appeared in a rare photo on the beach amid her family's reunion. Fans seldom see the 13-year-old in new pictures these days. Her family keeps pretty quiet on social media, so it's always a surprise when she pops up. Scroll down to see the latest snap of Josie and see how she's grown up. Fans rarely see Josie Duggar anymore. Thanks to TLC's 19 Kids and Counting on, fans had the chance to watch Josie grow up. Viewers witnessed everything from her premature birth and rocky beginnings to her growing into a spirited young girl. Now, however, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar don't post often online. This is likely due to the backlash they've received over the past couple of years. To prevent negative comments, they simply stopped sharing new updates about their family. Though Josie Duggar's parents are silent on social media, some of her siblings have included her in recent photos and videos. Joyanna Duggar Forsyth shares new videos on YouTube on a weekly basis, and Josie has made appearances in a couple of recent ones. Josie Duggar makes a rare appearance at a family reunion. In Joyanna Forsyth's latest YouTube video, she documented the Duggar family's trip to the beach. As we've reported, most of the Duggar family traveled to the beach for a special reunion. Many family members, including Jessa Seawald, Joyanna Forsyth, Joseph Duggar, and others were pictured. Jinger Vuolo and Jill Dillard were noticeably absent. 13-year-old Josie also made an appearance in the video. In the new snap, she walked along the beach. Below, you can see the snap of Josie Duggar all grown up. While on the beach, she wore a short-sleeved t-shirt under a black knee-length dress. Her curly locks were pulled into a bun. TLC fans react to the new photo. On Reddit, fans reposted the snap of Josie from Joyanna's YouTube video. In the comments section of the post, many fans are talking about Josie's outfit. They feel bad for her having to wear such a bulky outfit on the beach rather than a swimsuit. Others are worried about her safety, noting that it looks like she could drown in those things. Another offered advice to the Duggar family and wrote, "There are modest swimsuits available that don't look like they're from the 1800s. So what do you think of this new photo of Josie Duggar on the beach amid her family's reunion? Can you believe how much she's grown? Sound off in the comments section below, and come back to TV shows Ace for more news about the Duggar family. Counting on Jackson Duggar spotted courting? The world of reality television and conservative Christian upbringing collided in a fascinating way with the rise of the Duggar family through their show 19 Kids and Counting, later rebranded as. The family, led by Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, became a household name for their large brood of 19 children, strict adherence to traditional values, and the family's involvement in various ministries and political causes. Among the younger Duggar siblings, Jackson Duggar has remained one of the more private figures until recently. In early 2025, rumors began circulating that Jackson Duggar, the third youngest son of the Duggar clan, had been spotted courting, a revelation that surprised many longtime viewers of the family's On and Off Again TLC series. For those familiar with the Duggars' philosophy, courtship is not just a romantic milestone, but a deeply spiritual process governed by parental guidance and religious principles. So when whispers of Jackson being seen with a young woman emerged, it sparked both curiosity and concern among fans and critics alike. Jackson Duggar was born on August 23, 2000, making him 24 years old at the time these rumors surfaced. As the 16th child in the Duggar family, he grew up in the spotlight, though he often stayed out of the limelight compared to his older siblings like Josh, Jill, or Joanna. He appeared occasionally on and its spin-offs, but never with the same frequency or intensity as some of his brothers and sisters. Throughout the years, Jackson has largely kept his personal life private. Unlike some of his siblings who have married young and started families of their own, Jackson seemed to take a slower path. He was known for his technical skills, particularly in areas related to audiovisual production and editing. In fact, he worked behind the scenes on several family-related projects, including videos for the Institute on the Constitution, and even contributed to editing some episodes of. This technical background gave him a unique role within the family, one that didn't always require him to be front and center, but allowed him to support the family's media endeavors from behind the camera. The first signs that something might be changing came in late 2024, when fans noticed subtle shifts in Jackson's social media presence. He had always maintained a low profile online, but suddenly there were hints of new activity, mentions of spending time with someone special, vague references to future plans, and occasional photos that included another person in the background. Then in January 2025, a local news outlet in Northwest Arkansas reported seeing Jackson Duggar dining with a young woman at a restaurant in Rogers, Arkansas. According to sources close to the situation, the couple appeared affectionate but reserved, and they were accompanied by a chaperone, an important detail given the Duggars' long-standing belief in supervised dating practices rooted in courtship rather than casual dating. The sighting immediately set off speculation across social media platforms and fan forums. Many wondered, was this a serious relationship? Had Jackson begun the formal process of courtship? And if so, how did the rest of the Duggar family feel about? To understand the significance of these rumors, it's essential to revisit the Duggar family's approach to relationships. For decades, the family has followed a courtship model influenced heavily by the teachings of authors like Joshua Harris, whose book I Kissed Dating Goodbye was once widely read among conservative Christian circles. Though Harris later recanted some of his earlier views, the Duggars and many others continue to advocate for a structured, parent-guided approach to romance. Courtship, as practiced by the Duggars, typically involves parental involvement. Parents are integral to the process, often facilitating meetings and setting boundaries. Chaperoned interactions. Dates are rarely alone. Friends or family members are often present. Clear intentions. The goal of courtship is marriage, not casual dating. Emotional and physical boundaries. Physical affection is limited until engagement, and emotional intimacy is carefully guarded. Counting on Jinger Duggar reveals hoarding food in bathroom. Counting on alums Jeremy Vuolo and his wife, Jinger Duggar, opened up on their podcast recently, and the TLC stars spoke about growing up in a large family. During their chat, she revealed that she learned about hoarding food at a young age. Read on to find out more. TLC alum Jinger Duggar knew hardship. Counting on fans saw a happy family on TLC, but it never showed the real hardships of keeping food on the table for 19 kids. Being raised with so many siblings meant that fun times were easy to find. Someone was always around to talk to or play some games. However, many hardships also arrived. Jinger Duggar doesn't raise a lot of children like some of her siblings do, and perhaps that's because her husband can't imagine a family life like that. Additionally, the author of Becoming Free indeed went through some hardship as a child. In fact, the kids never knew if there would be enough food to go around. Counting on alum explains bathroom hoarding. TLC never showed hungry kids stashing their food in the bathroom so they could make sure only they got to eat it. Allegedly, Michelle Duggar knew about it and tried to stop them. Admittedly, it seemed disgusting, according to Jeremy's wife. Jinger Duggar started by explaining that the family fell into 3 groups of kids. The older kids included her, then the middle children, and finally, the young ones. However, all of them grew up in an expanding family, the size of which seemed unique. Discussing food, the TLC alum said, "I remember a few times when we were very young, some of my siblings would take their plate of food. Get ready for this, it's disgusting, in the bathroom. They would carry it and put it on the bathroom counter. My mom would be like, 'Don't do that.' They're going to eat it." That's literally what they thought. I'm not going to be able to eat my food because somebody's going to take it and we might not have enough for seconds today. Talking about bathrooms, it wasn't easy waiting for a chance to get hot water with so many bodies needing washing. Some of their rentals in the earlier years didn't have a lot of bathrooms for such a large family. What are your thoughts about Jinger Duggar confessing that she and her siblings used to hoard their food and eat it in the bathroom? Were you aware that the family of Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar faced so many hardships as kids?